Wondered how rice is grown and how it can turn into a profitable venture? Welcome to an exploration of rice cultivation, a practice of immense global significance. From the paddy fields of Asia to the highlands of South America, rice is a staple food for billions, offering enterprising cultivators a potentially lucrative livelihood. We'll journey through the stages of its growth, from seed to sapling, harvest to market, so buckle up for an adventure in agronomy. Let's dive deep into the fascinating world of rice cultivation. The journey of rice starts with planting the seeds. It is a process that dates back centuries, and yet it is as fascinating today as it was back then. The first step towards successful rice cultivation is selecting the right variety of rice. This is crucial as the choice of variety can significantly influence the yield and quality of the crop. There are numerous types of rice, each with different characteristics and suited to different climates and soil types. Some are best for dry regions, while others thrive in flooded fields. Once the right variety is chosen, we move on to field preparation. This step is all about creating the perfect environment for the rice seeds to germinate and grow. The field is first plowed to loosen the soil and improve its structure. It's then flooded with water to create a paddy field. The water not only hydrates the seeds, but also helps in controlling weeds that could compete with the rice plants for nutrients. Now comes the time for sowing the seeds. This can be done either by broadcasting, which means scattering the seeds over the field, or by transplanting young seedlings from a nursery. The method used often depends on the variety of rice being grown and the local farming practices. After the seeds are sown, the focus shifts to caring for the growing plants. This involves managing the water levels in the field, applying fertilizers to provide essential nutrients, and protecting the plants from pests and diseases. It is a meticulous process that requires constant attention and care. One of the most interesting aspects of rice cultivation is that it's a continuous cycle. As soon as one crop is harvested, preparations begin for the next. It's a rhythm of life that has sustained countless generations of farmers and fed billions of people around the world. So, as you can see, the planting process is quite intricate and requires a careful approach. But the reward of seeing a field of golden rice ready for harvest makes it all worthwhile. After months of care and patience, it's time for the reward: the harvest. Harvesting rice is a critical stage that requires precision timing. The grains need to be ripe, but not overly so. Too early, and the grains are underdeveloped. Too late, and you risk the grains falling off the stalks. Typically, the process begins about 4 to 5 months after planting, when the grains have turned from green to a golden yellow and the moisture content is just right, around 20%. The traditional method of harvesting involves cutting the rice stalks manually using a sickle, a curved blade. It's labor-intensive, sure, but it allows for a gentler handling of the grains. On a larger scale, farmers often use combine harvesters that cut, thresh, and clean the grains in one swift operation. Once harvested, the rice is laid out to dry, reducing the moisture content to about 12%. This helps to prevent spoilage and prepares the grains for the next step: milling. Milling is the process of removing the husk or outer layer from the grain. The outcome of this step is brown rice. Further milling removes the bran layer, revealing the white rice underneath. Before it reaches your plate, the rice goes through one final step: polishing. This gives the rice its shiny, appetizing appearance. The harvest is not just the end of the cultivation process, but also the beginning of the journey of rice to the market. Now that we have our rice, how do we turn this into a profitable venture? Profitability in rice cultivation isn't just about growing and harvesting the grain. It's a complex equation that factors in market demand, production costs, and farming practices. Let's break it down, shall we? Market demand is the first factor to consider. A high demand for rice spells profit, especially if supply can't keep pace. Then there are the production costs. These include the price of seeds, fertilizers, machinery, and labor. Keeping these costs low without compromising yield is a delicate balancing act. Efficient farming practices are also key. This is where knowledge and skills come into play. Smart irrigation methods, effective pest control, and proper crop rotation can increase yield and reduce costs. Remember, each factor is like a cog in a machine. They all need to work together for successful profitability. Rice cultivation can indeed be a profitable venture, but it requires knowledge, skill, and a keen understanding of the market.
Turn on your notification so that anytime we release content, you'll be one of the first set of people to be notified. Keep making money. See you at the top.